This is the highlight moment of Dr. Windsor. At this moment, his opponent is the big boss in the universe. And the next is a wonderful magic battle. Dr. Windsor casts the curse of Echelon and changes countless clones at the same time, which makes the boss look stupid. Then Dr. Windsor throws the electric beam to trap the boss, and the power of the boss immediately breaks his magic with the power of the gemstone. It turned out that just now, everyone had already ambushed in Titan's star. As soon as the boss appeared, Iron Man gave him a big gift, but the boss, with 4 infinite gemstones, easily resolved the crisis. The boss was just about to launch an attack, but he was shot by a face spider and didn't give Iron Man time to react. The destroyer rushed up and gave Iron Man a big kick. Starfall pressed an electric bomb on Iron Man under the support of Dr. Windsor. At this opportunity, Dr. Windsor let Iron Man trap Iron Man's infinite gloves quickly. The little spider wandered from door to door and hit Iron Man in a hurry. But Iron Man soon slowed down. He pinched the little spider and pressed it to the ground, and then threw it hard to Dr. Windsor. Iron Man pulled Iron Man hard and wanted to use the infinite gloves, but was blown away by Tony. But I have to say, the destroyer with the gemstone is awesome. He sucked all the flames into the infinite gloves and then released them against Tony. At this time, the little spider shot a spiderweb and trapped the destroyer's arm, but was soon released by the destroyer. The destroyer didn't take a breath, and a spaceship crashed over. It was Starfall from the spaceship. He sent a wind to a shield against the destroyer. But Starfall was too weak and hit Starfall with a backhand punch. Dr. Windsor threw the sector red belt to hold the destroyer's left hand. At this time, the destroyer also rushed up to hold the destroyer's head, and when Starfall released the electric device to hold the destroyer, a little spider used the spider's web to hold the destroyer's body. Tony hurried up and tried to take off the destroyer's gloves. The mantis fell from the sky, and the spell controlled the destroyer's brain. The destroyer finally calmed down, and the little spider immediately went up to help the Steel Dad take off the infinite gloves. Now there was only Starfall left. He asked where the destroyer Gamora was. The destroyer was in great pain. Starfall said the destroyer took Gamora to Warmer Star, but didn't come back. This also means that Gamora has been eaten. Starfall lost his mind at the moment. He hit the destroyer's head hard. Now it's good. He hit the sector red belt directly with this punch. At this time, the destroyer's consciousness was awake. He suddenly got rid of everyone's shackles. When has the destroyer been bullied like this? He was completely angry. Using the power of the gem, he pulled down a satellite directly. Everyone can only hide everywhere. At this time, the Steel Man fell from the sky. He wants to kill the destroyer alone. But what Tony didn't expect was that the destroyer actually knew him. The sound of words just fell. After Tony stood up, he fired several missiles directly at the destroyer. The destroyer also chose to hold it down. It didn't give the destroyer any time to breathe. Tony came up again. He hit the destroyer hard with both hands. The destroyer grabbed an empty shield and pulled Tony's helmet off. The armor was immediately put on, but it was still hit by the destroyer's punch. Then the destroyer released a force of energy to attract Tony. Tony immediately switched to a shield to resist it. He turned around and rushed to the destroyer and took a hit. This made the destroyer angry. He hit Tony hard. Tony wanted to fight back, but this force of energy couldn't stop the destroyer at all. Tony stabbed the destroyer with a second strike. The destroyer easily caught up with him. He also hit his body with his backhand. Faced with this cosmic boss, no matter how hard he tried, he was still no match for him. Just when the destroyer was about to finish Tony, Doctor Strange immediately called the destroyer. He said that as long as he spared his life, he would give the gem to you. With such a good thing, the Destroyer naturally agreed. Then, Doctor Strange took out time and gave the gem to the Destroyer. Since then, the Destroyer has collected 5 gems. Now all that's left is the one on the forehead of the illusionist. The Destroyer opened a passage and left here. Tony didn't understand why Doctor Strange gave the gem to the Destroyer. What are you going to do now? At this time in Wakanda, when everyone was worried about the gem on the forehead of the illusionist, the Destroyer's 4 Dark Generals led a group of alien troops to come here. So they decided to fight right away. Defend, 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 defend. Because Tony couldn't summon Hawk. He could only wear the anti-Hawker outfit. As a result, the next second, he fell to the ground. Captain Hawk's face was full of disgust at this time. The Black Panther and the National Army and the Avengers resisted the alien army together. A fierce battle ensued. What they faced was a group of alien creatures. In order to break out of the barrier, they chose a suicide attack. In the end, some alien creatures rushed in. The War Machine immediately turned on the light soldier mode. At this time, they found that these alien creatures were starting to go around. If they broke through the defensive barrier behind them, then the illusionist would be more dangerous. For the safety of the illusionist, they could only choose the battlefield in front. At the command of the Black Panther, the defensive barrier was finally opened. Countless alien creatures swam in at once. At the command of the Black Panther, they began to rush forward. Each team took the Black Panther and sent his new shield to fight, but this shield could not fully demonstrate his strength. Obviously, he was quite weak. Good guy. Since a little spider caught the Kylan's nose, the East Army began to shoot. His fighting power was also greatly reduced. Others gradually lost their fighting power in front of these alien creatures. Banner was also trapped on the ground by a group of alien creatures. At a critical moment, a strong light suddenly fell from the sky. The stormtrooper was thrown out of it. Thor, the god of thunder, appeared. There were also rockets and Groot around him. After everyone saw that it was the god of thunder, they seemed to see the light of victory. Then Thor turned on the light soldier mode. He jumped for a month, came to an explosive output, and fell to the ground in an instant. The rocket hit the ground with a machine gun. Banner saw that more and more enemies were surrounding him. He immediately pulled up the rocket and came to a perfect match. Thor was the stormtrooper with his stormtrooper. At this moment, a few super rockets suddenly came out of the ground. They woke up facing Banner at a critical moment. Banner appeared in time. He used magic to lift the rocket into the air. Looking at the enemy coming from behind, Banner smashed it to death with his hands. At this time, Banner was ambushed by the dark spirits. Banner appeared in time with the orcs. Even if the two of them work together, they are still no match for each other at a critical moment. Banner used magic again to send the dark spirits directly to the Alliance. At the same time, General Wong Ren came to the Illusion City. The Illusion City's gem has not yet been dismantled and can only be forced into a battle. He pushed General Wong Ren down. But within a few rounds, the Illusion City was defeated. At this time, the dark spirits also rushed over. At a critical moment, Banner appeared in time. The dark spirits immediately pulled Banner forward. The two of them fell to one side. The dark spirits held a big sickle and cut off the armor of Banner's arm directly. Banner saw this and immediately summoned the orcs again. But the orcs didn't want to come out. In this case, Banner had no choice but to kill. He succeeded in taking back the game. But there was only one thing that he obviously couldn't do. At a critical moment, he picked up the arm on the ground and successfully put it on the dark spirits. The Illusion City on the other side was in trouble. He was stabbed by General Wong Ren's sickle again. At this time, the dark spirits rushed up. the two of them suddenly started a fight. Maybe the dark spirits forgot to activate the skill. Soon after, he fell to the ground. General Wang Ren pinched his neck. The life of the dark spirits was at stake. Suddenly, a sickle pierced through his body. It was Banner who attacked him from behind. At this time, the big boss Banner had come to Earth. All the Avengers rushed forward and fought to the death. But they were all easily caught by Banner. Only Banner. He held Banner's arm tightly, but in the end, it was just a waste. The Illusion City knew that the only thing that could stop Banner was to destroy the gem on his forehead. He knew that Banner had this ability. He begged Banner to destroy the gem immediately. The Illusion City begged again and again. Banner could only bear the pain and chose to do so. Looking at Banner's side, Banner destroyed the gem and stopped. In the end, Banner killed his favorite person with his own hands. This shocked Banner. Banner used the gem in time and successfully reversed the time. The poor Illusion City just experienced death. He had to die again. Banner firmly buckled the gem on Banner's forehead. He immediately put the gem on the Infinity Gauntlet. Now that Banner has obtained all the gems, he should be invincible. Suddenly, Banner was struck by lightning. Thor, the god of thunder, came. Banner quickly released the power of the Infinity Gauntlet. Thor threw out the storm armor directly. Banner didn't expect that even though he had 6 Infinity Gauntlets, he was still not as good as the storm armor of the god of thunder. I told you. Thor thought that he could kill Banner by hitting his body. Who knew that Banner told him? No. After Banner hit Banner's finger, a flash was withdrawn. Along with Banner's finger, half of the universe's life disappeared. The Avenger could not escape this fate. There was only one person left in the Galaxy Guard. Doctor Strange also disappeared. Little Spider also sensed the abnormality through the spider sense. He lay in Tony's arms and turned into dust. Only a few people were left. He was confused. In the menu, Director Nick of the God of Thunder also sensed the abnormality. He immediately took out the 82-year-old BB gun from the car. As a result, it was difficult for him to escape this calamity. And the logo on the BB gun is the captain of the banner. I don't know if you have found it. There is also a superhero who did not appear. In the triangle, do you know who it is? Write your answer in the comment area. See you next time.